the Lord, everyone. Brother Roop here with another exciting Bible verse for you. We are in Acts chapter 13, verse 17. And if you like these little Bible studies, you can subscribe to my channel and ring the bell. We already have a nice little group of subscribers. And you can join the family. If you have any comments, I love to have comments. Put them down in the comments section, good or bad. Doesn't matter to me. I like the comments. So Acts chapter 13, verse 17. Paul had just started his sermon. They were strangers to the synagogue. They were just passing through. It was a Sabbath day, so they went to the synagogue. The local rabbis noticed they were Jews and they were strangers. And as per custom, they asked them to say some kind words of blessing upon them. So, Apostle Paul, that type A personality, he jumped at the chance, preached a little sermon. He's going to show them, he's preaching the sermon to show them, first, that he understands the history of the Jewish people. Second, that he is all for it. He's one of them. And then he's going to show them how Jesus Christ was the Messiah, long-awaited Messiah. So he is setting them up, letting them know he's one of them. He is a Jew, a Pharisee, and he's one of them, and he's going to spring Jesus on them. So, chapter 13, verse 17, I'll read it. The God of this people of Israel chose our fathers and exalted the people when they dwelt as strangers in the land of Egypt. And with a high arm brought he them out of it. So the God of this people of Israel, specifically the Jewish God. Now you gotta understand that every city, every province had their own gods. The Romans had their own gods. The Greeks had their own gods. Many of them, in fact. Israel only had one God, and he's careful to let the audience know he's referring to the God of Israel. And if you look at verse 16, the audience is men of Israel and those that fear God. Those were proselytes. Men of Israel, Jews. Men that fear God are Elohim, so proselytes. In verse 17, the God of this people, the Elohim, word is used, of Israel, chose our fathers, our ancestors, Jewish ancestors, and exalted the people when they dwelt as strangers in the land of Egypt. Now, Paul says they were dwelt as strangers, well, because they were slaves. They migrated there because of the famine that was going on. They migrated there. God didn't tell them to go to Egypt. They went to Egypt for food. They should have been asking from God for food, but well, they went to Egypt. Met Joseph. Joseph set him up really nice, but Joseph didn't live forever. And after Joseph died, these slowly but surely turned into slaves. When the Egyptians took control of Egypt again from the Asians, they made all the Asians, like the Hebrews, into slaves. For 400 years they were in Egypt. That's what Paul's referring to here. Strangers in the land of Egypt. And with a high arm brought he out of it. High arm meaning, referring to the 10 plagues. It was the 10 plagues that brought Egypt out of it. And of course, splitting the Red Sea and all that great story in Genesis. So, high arm brought him out of it. It's referring to God's protection of the people and bringing the God of Israel, bringing the Jews, the Hebrews, out of Egypt with a high arm, meaning with strength, and referring to the 10 plagues. Now, of course, everybody in the audience knows everything about the 10 plagues. Paul doesn't have to go into that. He doesn't have to mention the 10 plagues. He just says high arm, because everybody in the audience has been well educated about Genesis and what happened. So he's preaching to choir, let's say. so he didn't have to mention everything. So Paul is setting him up, telling him a little about the history, and he's going to reveal Jesus Christ to him. And we'll continue on in Paul's speech in the synagogue and next verse. Thank you, and God bless you.